Okay, Greg Holden, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, man.
In the booklet of your last album, you write about your ambitious and probably idiotic endeavors.
Yeah.
What's the most idiotic thing you did?
Sold everything I owned and moved to New York. That was pretty crazy because I didn't really have any chance of any sort of success or any guarantee of anything, so I don't know, it was a big risk for me to do that, but maybe it paid off, maybe it didn't.
What did this everything consist of?
Everything, including my guitar. I sold everything. I sold all my old clothes, I sold my TV, my guitar, amps, my bed. I sold everything, and just to save that little bit of money that it would take to get to New York. And then, yeah, it's kind of just this overly ambitious risk, but I guess in many ways it's paid off, in some ways it hasn't, who knows.
How much did you have when you set out?
Maybe $3,000.
And how long did you survive on that?
About 3 months.
And
yeah,
then?
It's expensive. And then I came back to England. I tried to move to New York with my idea was to try and meet as many people as I could and progress as quickly as I could and just see what I could do, because I could only go for 3 months because I didn't have a visa or anything. And yeah, I just went there and I played as many shows as I could and did the best I could, and then came home and felt like I hadn't really achieved anything. I don't know, I didn't really know how I felt about it. And then I had an opportunity to go on tour with a girl called a few months later, and then that was enough to get my visa to go to New York and live there for good, so, well, for a little while.
In Empty Hands, you reference coming back to England empty-handed, and
yeah,
facing your family and your friends.
That's kind of about that. You know?
How often has that happened?
I don't know, I think it still happens, you know, I mean, been there for 3 years now, and in many ways it's been a big roller coaster, you know, I've had ups and downs, and I've had some amazing moments and some not so good moments, and every time I come home I always think that maybe people expect more from me. I mean, I don't know, it's because how do you measure your success, you know? So, I don't know, I always feel like I'm coming home empty-handed. I'm still at that stage where I'm borrowing money off my mum every now and again, you know, like trying to stay afloat, but I don't know, I think in many ways we'll always feel like we're empty-handed in many ways.
So that feeling of not having achieved as much as you want, it's more in your head than that people
Absolutely.
say?
I think so, yeah, I think so, because I'm never happy anyway, so I'm sure if I get what I want now, in a year's time I'll want more. You know, it's always trying to get higher. So now, I remember last year I was like, all I want is to play in front of 300 people and I'll be so happy. And now I'm here playing in front of 300 people and I'm like, all I want is to play in front of 1,000 people. You know, every time I'll probably always be empty-handed.
But are you still happy when you're playing in front of
Absolutely,
people?
yeah.
Or?
I mean, completely, yeah.
How often have you considered moving to New York before you actually did it? Because I think there are a lot of people who consider something.
For a long time, absolutely. I never saw it as a reality. You know, I was from a small town in the north of England, and I didn't really have any friends at school. I didn't really know anybody. I didn't really know anything about music, and I didn't really think I'd ever make it to New York. You know, that's that unreachable goal. And I think the closer I got to it, I was like, maybe this could happen. And then one day I'd had enough with my life. I was living in London and I'd had enough with what I was doing at the time. So I was like, screw it. I just have to try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but I'll regret it if I don't.
So it's not only getting to New York, but also getting away from something in London?
Yeah, my old life.
What was that exactly?
It was the non-ambitious, just sticking with the job, sticking with the normal life that I didn't really want in the first place. Greg Holden, that was me, and I wanted to do better. I wanted to get away from the things that were holding me back and move forward and try and push hard. Because I was always doing music when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, but I wasn't ever like pushing.
Was that something you realized yourself that you wanted to do better, or was it because of what you saw in someone else? Or
I think in many ways it was myself. I wasn't happy, and I knew I wasn't happy. So I had to do something. I had to jump into the deep end, and I think often if you jump into the deep end, then you'll figure out how to swim pretty quickly. Otherwise, we just using so many analogies, but like you're in a swimming pool in the shallow end, and like it's really easy, and like why would you bother? It's not exciting.